Welcome, Internet. I'm Michael Slezak. I'm very shocked when I said that. Like, I'm surprised to be here. I'm Michael Slezak from TVLine. I am here with American Idol's Sam Woolf.
What's up, man?
Sam, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I've got a ton of questions for you. As you can see, we are going to start with your American Idol journey, with your audition to Lego House.
Okay.
Tell me about that audition. Did you follow a lot of social media and blogs after your audition aired? Because I think a lot of people were like, this could be our winner, like right from the get-go.
Yeah, I followed a little bit after my audition. I felt like a lot of, yeah, it seemed like I did a lot. Seemed like I got a lot of good reception.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, even though it was like nerve-wracking during that audition, that was like the scariest part of the whole process.
Really?
Yeah, for me, because it was like the first time being in front of the judges and everything. But I thought it went pretty well.
Was it exciting to have people saying like, this guy could be our season 13 winner, or was it like, let's slow down, give me a minute to get into my groove and see how this goes? Yeah,
a little bit of both. I mean, it was cool seeing like that people had good reactions, and yeah, I mean, I didn't win, so.
You did pretty well, though. You made it pretty far, so the early predictions weren't totally off the mark. Yeah. Hollywood Week, you didn't really do anything to dissuade people from thinking that you were going to go far in the competition. Tell me a little bit. Did we miss anything exciting in group rounds? Like, did you do any like choreographed dance moves that you wish we could have seen?
Yeah, I did do some moves, but I'm glad you guys weren't able to see them because they were horrible.
You were with Kristen O'Connor?
Kristen, yeah, and I don't know if you remember the cheerleader, Stephanie.
Oh, yes, yes.
She was in my group as well. Yeah.
Oh, so is that where the choreography came from? You've got a cheerleader on board. She must have been like, let's get down.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I'm not a dancer.
Right. Were you up to like 4 in the morning?
You were up to like 3, and I didn't know the lyrics. I didn't know the choreography. I literally bombed the whole thing.
So it did not go well?
Yes.
Were the judges sort of aghast as...
Yeah, and our group name was actually called the Golden Tickets, and we just failed so bad. Like, it was embarrassing having that name and doing that bad.
Now, was there any tension, or was it like a good-hearted fail with the 3 of you?
It was just a good-hearted fail.
Okay. You got to do an original for your final Hollywood solo. What was that like, getting to do one of your actual own songs? Which I love that trend on Idol, going more towards being able to see what you'd write. I definitely think they should have more like opportunities for originals. But yeah, it was fun singing original. It was easier for me because we either had to learn one of the songs on the list or risk it and do an original. And he said usually they didn't make it, but so I just went for it. Were you scared at all, thinking like, what if I do something that's from me, that I did myself, that's a personal song, and it doesn't go over well? Because we saw a couple instances where the judges were like, his original song wasn't great, but they really seemed to dig yours. Yeah, I kind of just went for it, and whatever happened. Had you played that one a lot in your performances that you've been playing locally? Yeah, a bit. I played it, usually it was in my set list. Yeah. You get to Rush Week. I would have thought Rush Week would have been more stressful even than your audition, because they put you in a room. You don't know if you're going to get to sing. Oh yeah, that was scary. You may be one of 5 people left sitting there at the end, sort of like, thanks for coming, but you're not singing today. How did you choose your song that week? How stressful was it sitting in that room? Do you think did you guys all feel like it affected your performances, having that stress beforehand, or was the guys going second the day after the girls, did that make it easier? Yeah, well, I chose Babylon just because David Gray is like one of my favorites, and I just thought it'd be a good song to sing. And yeah, I was really scared, especially because I was like the 5th guy called out of the 10 to go. Right. Then there was 3 wild cards, but yeah, it was nerve-wracking for me. You did Unwell for Top 13 Week, and you slowed the tempo down significantly on that song. And the thing is, I wanted it sped up, but Randy's like, let's just slow it down a little bit. But you know, I mean, really? Yeah. And did you feel? I've heard from several people who've come in before from this season that like, being able to communicate, knowing what you want to do with a song versus being able to communicate it to the band by the time you get in with them on Monday can be a real challenge if they've already got an idea going in and your idea might be different. Did you find that difficult to like say, this is the opposite of what I want? I guess you just have to speak up. I mean, because Ricky Minor, the band leader, he's really open to a lot of decisions. Were you upset with how Unwell turned out, knowing that you wanted it faster? And no, I wasn't upset with it. I feel like I could have just gave a better performance just overall, but the tempo shouldn't have really mattered. Yeah. It would have been interesting to hear it sped up. It seems like a song that doesn't really need to be slowed down. Yeah. Randy. I mean, it wasn't really Randy. I mean, it was like
twice if we want to blame Randy. Sorry. So top 11 week, you do Come Together. Were you aware that that had been done by Crystal, Chris Allen,
yes, I
Candace,
was.
and Carly?
And that was harder for me because that's like the first song I did without my guitar, and they're trying to get me to like loosen up and kind of walk around the stage, and I was just like so uncomfortable with it. As you could probably see,
you could feel the discomfort in yourself as you're.
Yes.
If that was movie week, was that song like on a list, and you were like, oh, I'm picking that? Or
yeah, it was on a list.
Okay. Because it didn't seem like the kind of song where you'd be like, oh, that's a movie song. Like I didn't think of Come Together as.
Yeah, I wouldn't just usually pick that as a song.
Did you wish you had your guitar? Like that seems to be a common comment from the judges. Like we need to see you set down your guitar and get loose. But like maybe that's not what you want to do in your life.
I mean, yeah, I tried it. I mean, I went for it. Like I think just 2 times I played without it, and just to show them that I could, I guess, or at least try to. Right. So
I guess trying something new is always appreciated, you know, from the judges. You're like, yeah, okay. Will we be seeing you do that again, or are you back to the guitar for life?
I'm probably back to the guitar, but you'll see maybe once in a while without it. I guess.
The bonus being no one will ever actually like grade your performance when you're done doing it.
That's the bonus.
Except for maybe in college.
Yeah.
So top 10, we are young.
Yeah.
Fairly adult lyrics, and I was, you know, Harry had like pinged a couple people early in the season for like picking songs as teenagers that might have like adult themes, and I was like, like Sam's picking that one.
Yeah, I was afraid. That was like one of the reasons. I mean, I was really nervous, like if he was going to give a comment towards it, but he didn't. I don't think
he did not.
Yeah, so I got lucky.
Did you feel like you dodged a bullet?
Yes.
With that. So at that point in the competition, you made the tour. You survived top 10. You're getting in the top 9. Did you start thinking about winning at that point? Like, at what point does your brain start thinking like I could actually be the next American Idol?
For me, it was like I think top 5. Maybe I was realizing that, but yeah, I mean, I was kind of just taking it. I never really like thought about really winning. I was kind of just taking by week and just seeing how far I could make it. Interesting.
So top 9, you've got Hey There, Delilah. That was the week J-Lo was like, who is Delilah?
Oh, yeah.
Are you thinking about her? Was that? How did you feel about that question? Because I think maybe the production misinterpreted it as her wanting to know if you were dating someone, but she was really more saying to you, like, are you thinking about the lyrics and comprehending them and how are you translating them? But tell me about going through that and being on stage and having that feedback.
It was just like, I don't know, the question just came to me, and like literally the first thing that came to my mind was my grandma. I was just like...
do you feel like you were, because I think at that week, you've been getting a couple weeks in a row of like, we need to connect more with the lyrics or connect more with the audience. Do you feel like you were getting help from Randy, who was the mentor this season, in terms of like how to connect with lyrics or how to get that across through the cameras and to the audience?
Yeah, Randy, like, he helps a lot. I mean, he's there for rehearsals, and then he's there on Fridays for run-through when we pick the song and we get it all like arranged and stuff. So yeah.
What things did he say to you to try and get?
I mean, like, he was like, he'd give us little tips when, like, during rehearsal, either like to look up more or just like if the band maybe it was like the arrangement was funky or like really weird or something, you'd try to change it.
At that point, with the Delilah thing, I think the show started really pushing this idea of Sam as the heartthrob. I think even in top 6 week, they actually gave you that label.
Yeah, I was
How did you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, I don't like being under the heartthrob category. So, I mean, I was just like, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm on the show, so.
Nothing you said or did through the whole season indicated that you wanted to be under that category. Did you ever say to anyone backstage, like the producers or you know, anyone you were working with, like, could we not give you the heartthrob label? Or
no, I didn't really ever say that. I guess I just let it happen.
This was just like a wave coming at you that you weren't going to be able to change that.
Yeah.
We saw you do a duet with Malaya on Lucky the week that you got eliminated and got saved. I wonder, could that have been the reason you got eliminated that week? Because I thought of all your performances over the season, the Lucky duet was just the one where I was like, oh no, like something is going seriously wrong on stage during this.
Like, it was, I mean, the duets and the groups were I don't know. They were fun, but I think it was just more for the entertainment. I mean.
Yeah, and we saw you guys getting judged on them in a lot of cases this season, whereas in previous seasons that was not critiqued.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a whole lot of time to prep those duets, I'm assuming.
No. A few days.
Is that a lot just in your free time? Like, let's.
Yeah, we pretty much have to practice like on our time, like so in the evening.
Did you think when you got eliminated that week that you had a pretty good shot at the save?
I wasn't really sure. I was just like I was hoping I was gonna get the save.
Right.
And I was just like trying to sing my heart out, I guess, for the last time if it was gonna be.
And your fellow contestants seemed really super excited when you got it, which I think you can only fake so much. Like obviously they're not gonna look angry about it, but they seemed genuinely excited.
Yeah, I think so because the top 8 were just really close, and at that point. Well, even before that point, everyone's so talented in the competition.
Did that make you rethink your strategy at all?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely like boosted my confidence because I just realized I have to bring it even more than I did before, and I just have to do it.
Any performance can be your last one.
Yes.
Is it easy to lose sight of that as your, top 10, top 9, top 8?
Yeah, people don't really realize. I mean, like it's just going like that.
One of my favorite performances of yours was in top 8 redo week, which was Time After Time.
Oh yeah.
You really changed up the song a little bit in terms of the tempo, in terms of the melody. I don't think you got a whole lot of credit for it. Tell me how that arrangement came to be, and I think there was even a hint during your session with David Cook where it seemed like you guys may have changed what you were doing at the last minute, like thrown out what you were working on and ended up with.
Well, yeah, it was. Let's see. For me, it was different because like we had the arrangement already set with the band, and after hearing it like just a few times, I realized that I just didn't really like it, and so I kind of just went up to the producers and told them that I want to do it with just guitar, and I thought it would just be better that way.
Were you happy with how that turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy. Yeah, happier than I was when I had the arrangement. But I mean, for that was a weird thing for me because I didn't really know a lot of the older songs.
Older songs, oh my God. That's like from my youth. So that was also the week where they put you in the Swaybot pit. Is it hard to sing when you have like people sort of like this close to you while you're trying to sing, and it's like mostly moony-eyed girls who the producers have like placed around you?
I mean, it was different because they either say look at the cameras and then I'm looking at them too much, or look at the girls, or then I'm not looking at them at all.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just better off just on the stage by myself. I don't have the girls surrounding me.
Yeah. And especially if they're swaying out of time to the music, is that weird if you're trying to like work with the tempo of the song and people are sort of like way out of time?
Yeah, especially when they're clapping. It was hard.
Yeah, they should maybe only put contestants, they should only put audience members who like have some sense of rhythm. Maybe you should have like a minimal ability to clap in time with the music to be put down there. I really liked your duet with Alex on Let Her Go, which was the week after that.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was sort of a relaxed vibe. You were performing on the couches. Was it fun to be able to collaborate like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we wanted to perform that song when we first came up with the arrangement, and we were just back at the hotel, just hanging out. And yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, I don't think it was like a stellar performance, but it was like a good fun.
Were you surprised to have Demi Lovato like randomly pop up and criticize it when you guys were
we were
done?
confused. I mean, I heard she was coming, but I didn't know what it was for.
Right.
And then when she just started critiquing us, I was like, oh.
Like bonus judge,
yeah.
And guess what? She's going to be critiquing your duets.
Yes.
You also did a second David Gray song that week in the season. Mm-hmm. Was there any fear of performing the same artist twice during the course of the season?
There was definitely a fear. I mean, because I was either going to do another Ed Sheeran song.
Okay. Which one would that have been?
Give Me Love.
Okay.
Or the David Gray, but I felt since I did the first David Gray, it was like that was during rough week, so it was like 12 weeks ago or whatever it was. That it'd be better to do like this.
And Harry, I think at one point said to you like, you should only be doing songs that everybody knows, which I'm not sure I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really agree with it too much. I mean, you could sing any song as long as you like make it work. Then.
And we saw people singing originals this season, which obviously no one knew, and it certainly didn't hurt Jessica or Alex when they did their own songs. So Harry, we disagree. We could put like hashtag idol disagree.
Yeah.
You could hashtag that now as you're watching this. Top 6 week you did It's Time for the rock side of things.
Yeah.
And I thought we got to see a moment from you where you're saying, I'm never changing who I am. You
Yeah.
kind of like gave that a little extra force.
Yeah.
Did that relate to you as you were going through the competition and your feelings about the feedback you were getting?
Pretty much. I was just like, for the rock song, yeah, I chose it just because the meaning of it was one of the reasons, and I felt like it was just a good song.
Did you ever consider at that point in the competition picking something like completely out of left field and turning it upside down? We've seen that has created big idol moments for contestants in the past, and I don't think we've seen a whole lot of that this year.
No, not really. For me, I just kind of stuck with songs that I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wish that you'd maybe done something crazy at a certain point? Do you think you might have lasted longer if that had happened?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, for me, it was like that last week, or my last week. I just wasn't like in the right mindset.
Going into top 5
going into the perform, I just wasn't. I was just like, I don't even know what I was feeling. I was just like, no, I'm good mindset.
So, going into Sing, were you the actual song Sing? Did you feel like maybe this was not going to work out well because your mental space was not where you wanted it to be?
And then after that, I was just like, when I sang How to Save a Life, I was just like, my attitude towards it was just weird for some reason.
Weird in what way?
I just like wasn't confident for that song.
Did it turn out to be a hard song to sing? Because it seems like tempo-wise, falsetto-wise, which you
I knew because that was America's Choice.
Right.
I knew I was gonna have trouble because like falsetto. I don't really have a good falsetto. It's just I haven't really worked with it that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew having to sing it like lower, an octave lower, would be tough. So.
Was that one where you got? Because I had heard that you guys got to pick from a list of American songs, but it seemed like maybe one of the songs you had to sing. How did that actual theme work that week?
Wait, for
America's Choice.
Well, they sent us in songs,
mm-hmm.
and then I think the producers would like pick like 5 or something to pick from.
Okay. Was there anything else on the list that you thought about doing that you rejected at the last minute, or was the two that you picked the obvious choices?
They were the obvious choices.
What else was on there? I'm just curious. Do you remember?
Hey Jude was on there, I think.
Okay.
And Hey Jude. I think there was a song. I don't know if it was by Rixton or not. I think the other ones I just didn't know.
Okay. So you went with
your
tried and true. Did you guys know that a twist was coming on results night? Was there any indicator, any warning?
No idea. It was a complete surprise.
So you were as in the dark as the rest of us. You guys didn't have any time to prep. Because Ryan actually tweeted during the day, like, get ready for a shocking idol twist. Did you guys just assume it was, like, some special guest?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
Were you in a bit of a blackout going into that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was... We were all shocked. I mean, we were all, like, shocked and, I guess, confused a little bit, but... I mean, I think it should have went down how it went down.
Did you think about voting no?
Yeah, I mean, after I circled yes, I was like thinking, you know what, we should just have it stick to the natural thing, one leaving every week. It shouldn't change. To
me, it seemed unnecessarily cruel to ask.
And to have us like, I mean, this is a lot of pressure. I mean, like only having 1 minute to decide and not any of us knowing.
Right, and any one of you could have been out.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen shockers before. People seemed angry at Gina and Alex, and you tweeted the next day like, don't be.
It was.
Were you angry at all, even like 1% at them? Like,
no, not at all. Okay. Just because, either way. I mean, if it was a regular week, if there was no twist, I would have went home.
Right. And it seems like they didn't really even say the votes from this week will carry over, so you don't even know if your performances from that week counted. It was like it was a little vague in the first place.
Confusing.
No anger from you.
No anger.
Okay. And people really shouldn't be angry. So when you tweeted it, you meant it. You were just being a nice guy. Okay. I agree. I think that's a good. I don't understand getting angry at anybody for voting either way. I think it was a position. It was kind of a no-win position to be put in for everybody.
Yeah. And only having a minute to decide. I mean.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of time to confirm or ponder it. So you've made it to 5th place on the show. That's obviously a pretty huge amount of exposure.
Yes.
And on Friday you had mentioned you've gotten into college and you're thinking about going, but you're not 100% sure of it. What's going to factor into your decision about whether or not you actually attend college?
Well, right now I'm set. I'm supposed to be going in September.
Okay.
But I guess it just depends on what happens. I mean, if I get offered like a deal or something and to make a record, then I'm gonna just hold off on Berkeley until whenever.
Was there any part of you as you're going through this process, and especially as you were getting sort of the feedback from judges about like interaction and comfort level on stage, was there any part of you that wished you'd maybe waited 2 or 3 years to audition for the show?
A little bit, but I just felt like this was the right year for me, and just to have made it the top 5, I think is good enough for me. I'm happy with it.
Any hints on what you'd like to perform on tour? Will it be just stuff that you did on the show, or is there something that you've been dying to cover, or one of your own songs that you've been dying to do that you might push to get to do on tour?
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to do an original, and I'm not really sure like how the tour, like how the songs work, because they haven't really explained it to us. But yeah, I think either an original would be cool, or like a trio of me, CJ, and Alex doing the John Mayer song.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
really want to do that. Yeah.
And I think Sam Woolf fans should send strongly worded tweets to the producers that you want to see originals on the tour. Because who doesn't want to see originals on the tour? It gives us a real indication of like what to expect in the next chapter of your music.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you coming in today and,
Thanks,
and taking the deep dive into your idol journey.
It was awesome.
We are going to stop broadcast. Thanks for tuning in today.